Hi guys, it's me. Sorry if I'm talking a little funny. I got some tooth work done and my mouth is kind of numb, as you can tell. Like, it feels so funny. Anyway, on to a serious topic, and it's very serious for us girls with Turner's. A lot of us suffer from sleepless nights, from depression, anxiety. Especially anxiety runs really, really high, and depression does too. High. And everybody's asked, how do I cope with everything? And how do I, manage a lot, and like some different ideas maybe I have that you haven't tried yet. And I think that this is like super important, especially for mothers with TS ladies. There's a lot to do with anxiety. There's a lot to do with depression. Especially because what we go through, honestly. And so let's talk about if you have a kid that has anxiety with, like, let's just say like surgeries, procedures, and that type, because that's one I definitely hugely suffer from, as in dentistry, obviously. No, but for real, and hi everybody again. For me, that's hard, because I've never fully, honestly, everybody deals with everything different, right? Am I right, guys? Everybody has different anxiety, their anxiety acts up in a different way. For me, I break down, hi Allison, I miss you too, freak out. Like, I'm going to be wholeheartedly open, and I get myself to hyperventilate. So for me, with that part of my anxiety, that's more my medical that I do that with. Now, what I do for that shows that I have. Hi, Brittany. Hi, Michelle. I try to, if I can't do that, because now, back in the old days, not really old days, but 1990s and early 2000s, we didn't have these apps on the phones that do really wonders. Honestly, there's all coloring apps you can do on your phone that distract you. A Turner sister of ours introduced me to, it's a Buddha board, and I'll post a video of it on my page later so you guys can understand. I'll explain it. This I won't be able to do for that per se, because you're in a hospital setting, you can't do much there. But what you can do is color, as I said, coloring book, bring the kid's favorite toys if it's a kid. There's a lot that you really can do. And now what's amazing is they have child life specialists. That's an option too. And now that we didn't have back when I was first diagnosed. And that's amazing. It's truly amazing. Now, those are a few ideas for that. Now let's talk about different anxieties, like with my dating anxiety that I have. And I'm sure a lot of us women have anxiety with dating anyway. So for that particular is a hard one for me. As I'm sure possibly you guys. And with that, I honestly just try to, it's me, and I try to distract myself. I'll go to the movies, I'll go to a restaurant, because let's be real here, I like food. And I'm sure everybody I'll go out to eat if I'm feeling anxious about what their partner doing, but then I try to explain the best I can, like, hey, look, this is why I'm reading into this is what I'm reading, this is what I'm feeling, because there's nothing wrong with stating how you feel. And if somebody shames you for trying to not, that's not okay. And then that maybe should get you to question things too, on a different spectrum of that. And another thing I do with the relationship anxiety, I've been wholehearted. So anyway, and I also try to kind of ignore, and I got hooked on the show called Grey's Anatomy. So on days where I was like in a ball, couldn't really move, and just like crying because I was afraid they're going to leave me, because oh my god, like they could have somebody who's not sick. They could have somebody who don't even need the medicine I need and doesn't cost what I cost, because medicines cost money. That ain't free. And so because of that, I think that, and I shouldn't probably, but I do. And, I think, plus I'm not as skinny as I should, as I want to be. And I'm working on that, but that's not the point. But the point is like, we suffer from all this anxiety, but if it's a self-image anxiety you have, go to the store, Try on outfits that you wouldn't dare to try on. Try on. And you'll be amazing how you look. And look in that mirror and realize how beautiful you are. Beauty isn't even on the outside. It's on the inside anyway. It's the inside that matters. It's the inside that's going to capture people, you know? Try to think of it like that. And another thing I can tell you about sleepless nights, there's a few remedies that I've tried that really work for me. Honestly, I take a warm bath, put a bath bomb in there, the lavender ones, and I drink, well, for me, I'm over 21, so I have a glass of wine. And just a glass of wine, relax in that tub for a good hour. And then I make sure my cell phone's off, not near me. I make sure my TV's off, not near me. Because sometimes we don't realize, like, our brain can hear that. And our brain goes on the rumble, like, oh my God, that looks really good. And then you get really stuck into the show. And then by the time you go back onto the show, it's probably like good 3, 4 in the morning. I've had those nights. And it wasn't because I was sad, but I got so into my brain got so into what was going on, no matter how tired I was. So I definitely make sure the electronics are off, hidden, and put away. For the sleepless nights, there are these things. They're weighted blankets, and they work amazing. Amazing. I can't even explain how amazing those are. And then I like to be warm, so I'll put like electronic heated blanket on me. And then I'll put, I don't personally have a weighted blanket on me, but that works. But I do a few blankets on me. And I like snuggle and like cocoon myself, like wrap myself, like, oh, this is so nice. Plus I have my puppers that cuddle with me too, so that helps me too. But now if you have anxiety just day to day, like just kind of like about decisions, because it's hard to make crazy decisions and life-changing decisions, and with us Turner ladies, we're gonna have those. We have a lot of that our body's going through. We got a lot of processing. We got to understand a lot. It's a lot to take in. I understand that. That's where that Buddha board that comes in. Now what it is, there's a black box, and you fill it with water, just regular water, and then there's a board, and then you go and you paint on it. And then, but it's not real paint. It's just water in a black box. And then it shows up on the board. And then it like fades away when you're doing it. And it's like, you can see some of the work, but you slowly see it faded away. It's the coolest thing ever. Again, I'm going to put that on my page. That would definitely help with anxiety. Another thing I can say for anxiety is to go on a car ride. If you can drive, that works wonders for me. But again, if you have kids that have anxiety, it's a little more difficult to deal with that. What I would suggest with kids is kind of tune them into their toys, favorite TV shows, or even just interact with them and just take them away from what's, because you're the mom, you're the parent, you're the dad, you're whoever, grandma, and what works them up, take them away. And for me, mine's always been doctors, surgeries. My mom wouldn't tell me, because I would start crying and freaking out as a kid, like when it would go time for like the dentist and stuff. And then like now, obviously I've gotten to the point where I'll go and it doesn't bother me to go to any doctor. But surgeries again, and I just want to repeat myself and reiterate that because I don't want anybody to miss. If you have anxiety with that, honestly, take someone with you who's a close friend. Joke around with them, and if you can't distract yourself from that, because sometimes that doesn't work for me either, then I will go back and I will try to look on my phone, go through Facebook. But if that's not really working for me either, then I'll hurry up and I will there's coloring apps, as I mentioned earlier, on the phones. I'll sit and do that, and that entertains me because you have to zoom in on it, and then you have to like select the numbers with the colors, and it's really cool. That's really good, and that's really good for kids, by the way. But again, there's child life specialists for kids too, because kids are hard. And I'm not going to be the first one to lie and say kids are easy. They're hard, especially when they have a lot of medical issues. And then you're like, what am I going to do? This doesn't work, that doesn't work. They're running here, there, and everywhere. They don't want to sit in the bed. They don't want to sit in the room. That's understandable. That's a kid. But that's when my parents would bring my favorite toys with me and stuffed animals with me. Like my parents, when I had a surgery and I had a procedure and my grandma and my mom would pack everything I liked in the toys aspect, because regardless of what's going on in there, their favorite toy, no kids can draw their eye off of that. And they'd bring coloring books, and if I felt like drawing, they would bring blank pieces of paper too, but that board, that Buddha board, something at the end of it, because it's a longer word than that, but that board you can take with anywhere. Take that with you. You just fill it with water. Every hospital has sinks that are right there in the room with you. Use it and paint on that if that's what you like to do, like some people like to collect, they like to collect like different things. Put kids on like scavenger hunts around the room. My mom used to play with like those toys with me in like the hospital rooms, like those like little, like the stethoscopes, if they leave them there, because kids like to hear the heartbeat, if it's a kid. Or like how they have that little eye thing with the light. I would like to play with that, doctors aren't going to be too mad when the kids are staying out of trouble. So, that wouldn't be an issue. And then when you get older with that stuff, again, I gave you some advice on that. Again, everybody with their anxiety is different in how it faces them. And there is also different kinds of things. Now, depression. Let's talk about that a little bit. Because we, with Turners, are really high prone for depression. That honestly is hard, because I try not to get upset, and I try not to get depressed. I try, and I just take things day by day in my head. I make a list, today I just have this, and then I feel so good crossing off like the spectrums and stuff. But when I do find myself in a deep, like, really upset, depressed, as kids get that way, that's harder, because, kids, that would be harder. But for me, I'll lay down, I'll watch my favorite TV show, and I do that with anxiety too, as I said before, and I'll cuddle my dog, and then I'll really think about what's going on, and I always know, and I always remember, there's always a positive. No matter what the situation is, no matter what I'm going through, there's always one positive, at least one positive. I search for that positive. I'll sit there, I'll lay there, and I'll think, and I'll search for that one positive, because that one positive will grasp and like make everything make sense and make everything a little bit better, because a positive is a positive, that's an upbeat of it. I'm more of an upbeat person though anyway, but another thing I'll do is I'll go for a car drive in the country and drive slow and just like kind of turn up the music a little bit. That helps me too. Taking my dog to dog park and seeing all those cute little puppies, and now I got another cute little puppy. So there's that I'll do for that. But depression, you can solve that by a lot. And then my Turner sister showed me there's this box and it has sand in it. That's supposed to help for sleepless nights. And then it has like sticks, and I can't remember if there's like balls on it, but I'll show all these guys in the comments or on my page one of those two, because I feel like those issues will help. And also, if you're having sleepless nights, do not hesitate to try one of those. It's a sleeping med, but it's a natural one. It is I can't remember off the top of my head. But natural sleeping pills might help if you're having a sleepless night. But then sometimes I know I have a hard time getting my brain to shut off. That is what I'm still struggling with, personally. But to me, I don't know. I just try to not think. And it sounds weird. I think about not to think. And that sounds crazy and weird, I know, but it helps. And today when I went to the dentist's office, and I had anxiety about it, because I'm getting that, like, I had to get that tooth filled today. I just literally was watching my favorite videos, and I tried to tune out where I was, and I just kind of, like, pretended I wasn't there. Like, I don't even know what you would even, a word to call that is, but I pretended I wasn't there, watched the videos, and, like, just pretended that's what I was doing. I really try to focus on that. If there is a part of anxiety or depression I didn't cover, please feel free to message me everybody goes through it at some point in their lives, and it affects them differently. Like for me, I'll get upset, I'll cry, and I'll hyperventilate and stuff like that when I have really bad anxiety. So I have to really focus on breathing, and I do the coloring things on my phone or those apps now, as I said before. There's a lot of good options. Watch your favorite videos, funny videos, particularly for me, to get me out of my funk. But yeah, if there's anything you guys want me to make a video on, if there is anything I can help you with and give you some different tips and advice, and again, I'll put like that Buddha board on the comments. That's really cool. And I'll also put that other box that they showed me for sleepless nights. Look at it, see if you like it. There is no wrong answer to how you handle your anxiety. There's no perfect way. It's just some ways work for you, and again, each person's different. But I hope that you guys have a good day, and I hope this helped somebody or gave them some different tips, advice, and that sort of thing. And I know I didn't cover too much on anxiety, because that's a huge topic. It really is, because you can have anxiety by literally about everything, and so I would kind of need more piece to piece on how I handle that. That's why I kind of gave you the hospital one. I gave you just in general that one when you're feeling in a funk, and that board would also help you when you're depressed. It takes your mind off of it, and it gets you focused on something else. But anyway, if there's anything I can do for anyone, please don't hesitate to message me. I love you all, and I hope you have a good day.